All containers primed for killer legends gonna respond to Mega Squad.
Hey guys, LEGO Empire bringing you guys another video today. Today we're going to be looking at what I am dubbing Saber Tank Spring. Saber Tank Spring is going to be covering anything that involves the Saber Tank or future releases, as in coming out at the end of this month. We're going to be going through over the next couple days. We're going to be going through all the previous versions that are out, what to look forward to with the new set that's coming out, and also more importantly, what you might be missing out on sets that you may not have ever heard of. FYI, MOCs. Basically, I'm going to be doing a comparison on, obviously everyone knows that tried and true that when you spend money on, sorry about the sunlight there, everyone knows that when you guys spend money on MOCs, you're going to get more pieces, more detail, overall just a better looking product. But what people don't know is that some of them actually don't look that good. There are trade-offs, and at different price points, you may get something really good that you love, you may get something you hate. There's also issues with buying MOCs, like some pieces don't arrive, or you don't have the instructions because they're not for sale. I've gone into this before in the other video that you guys can see in the description below, or right here, I'll reference. But the big thing is, the whole point of this is to show why we're getting more sets that are cheaper. Sets are getting smaller, less figures, less pieces in some cases, and the price is going up. And everyone's like, oh, it's inflation, it's this, that, the other thing. Well, keep in mind that the first Saber Tank that ever was released, which is this one, was like 45, 50 bucks. It came with like 3 or 4 figures, and it is massive. It is a model. I would say it's almost UCS sized. It's definitely not a playset, because the playset one was the one we got just 3 or 4 years ago in 2017, 2016, which I have like 5 of. I have one in that closet. And that set is honestly terrific. I didn't ask for anything else. I don't even care if they re-release it for, you know, the same price or $10 more and just change the figures around to not be Jedi. Because I have like 4 Aayla Securas now that I don't need. But we're going to walk in here and I'm going to show you guys what I've done with the first MOC. That's right, first MOC of Saber Tank Spring. But without further ado, let's get into it. As you guys can see, we're having a lovely day here on the East Coast. But more importantly, getting to what we are here for, which is the Saber Tank. So on the left, we have the most recent release of the Saber Tank that is publicly available, or was publicly available before it retired in, I believe, 2017, 2018. And this set was $25, and I owned 1 of them, and now I own 5 of them. So what is different about the right one? Well, at first glance, you're going to say maybe different pieces. And I will tell you right now, this is pretty much an exact one-to-one recreation of the original Saber Tank, or the second release, which is this one, in Imperial colors. And I honestly say, I think this is incredible. I think LEGO should really embrace... I don't want to say they should embrace the EU, because that gets into like some weird Disney stuff. But I think that they should lean back into, you know, I know they're doing recolors right now. That's the big thing they're playing with. But I really feel like they should lean into recolors, and they should lean into comic books and other avenues of where these sets came from. I know back in the day when the original Clone Wars animated comic came, or the animated, I forget what the original Clone Wars was. I forget the author, but he was a Russian author. The original Clone Wars came out in like 2003, 2005 with the very scary version of General Grievous and the really cool speeder bikes and all that stuff. And we got the really cool Anakin Starfighter out of that, I believe. And it was like the one set they did for that. I honestly think that they should do more like that. They should show us, you know, we see a Venator in the end of Revenge of the Sith. We see a Venator at the end of Revenge of the Sith that is Imperial Gray that they've just recolored. I'm not going to be angry if the UCS Venator that will eventually come out, I wouldn't be mad if it was just a gray one, because then people could mod it to make it a Republic one, but at least you would have one. I don't mind things like this. Now, getting into the builds themselves are very similar. They're almost the exact same build, with just little bits of pieces changed out to make it look more Imperial. The one thing I will say is this one on the right was only ever seen in the original Battlefront game. I don't believe they made a repeat introduction in the new Battlefront. I believe that was just the ATRT, or no, the ATSC, I'm sorry. And this one was, I think this one was in the original Battlefront, and it was also in a lot of EU stuff before Disney bought them, but it has been in Star Wars before. It was also in its own video game, the old Clone Wars game from 2006, which I love. I actually have it in a drawer over here for the original Xbox, because that's the only system I think it was for, and I think it may have been for the PS2, but I could be wrong. But overall, these vehicles are really great. So when this was originally released, it was like $25. Now they're going for around $80, $75, new sealed in box. This set only cost me like $30. I think it was less than that. I think it was like $22 for everything, and then with shipping, it was like $30. So I don't think there actually is a issue with inflation right now. I really just think it's down to companies wanting to make money. They're running a business, which I respect, but it's one of those things like I wish people were more knowledgeable about this, because I got more parts in this one. I think this was like 218 or 318 parts, and I believe this one is like 245. And obviously, as you can see, part for piece doesn't matter because I don't have the stud shooters on this new one, but arguably I'm getting a product that would be along the same lines as a playset. Almost all the pieces are the same, minus the figure and the stickers that are on the set. The sets are remarkably similar. I do think that Lego should, I mean, granted, there's probably more pricing in here when it comes to the licensing and distributing and all the other stuff that goes into it, but I don't believe that this set now being $45 with 4 figures or 6 figures and this in a slimmer build, do I think it's worth the difference? I'm not sure. I put this figure here just for context. This is a custom Imperial Clone Trooper, one of Crosshair's guys, just for context. But honestly, like, actually, unpopular opinion, I just had a rush of thoughts in my brain. If Lego released a line of vehicles that was just the build without the figures, and then they released, like they have the figure packs to go alongside these, would that upset people? Would having sets that are just standalone vehicles be, you know, would that be a price point that, or a arguing point that people would want to have? Would they want to have vehicles that are just the vehicles themselves? And honestly, I would say if having no vehicles and it was just bricks, but they just slapped Star Wars on a box and, you know, that's all it was, but there was no figures on that box, it was just the parts, I think, you know, if they would make it $5, $10 cheaper and they just released more figure packs, like if they had a clone, a CIS, a rebel, a droid, a first order, and a resistance all at the same time, and they just change the figures out every 6 months or so, that'd be really cool. That'd be a great idea. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I do think these are worth it. Obviously, this one's more affordable than this one. You can always re-brick this one out and, you know, take out the parts that are sticker or licensed parts, and it would be cheaper. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think MOCs are better? And I hope you guys are excited for the rest of Saber Tank Spring. I will see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment below. Let me know what you guys think and what you guys want to see more of. And as always, I've been Lego Empire, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your guys' weekend. See ya.